Get ready for gridlock. The UN General Assembly is coming to town next week, but the frozen zones and street closures, they start today.
That's right. Mass transit is the way to go for next week, so we want to help you get to where you are going. So we've teamed up with the MTA for a regular series, which kicks off today, right now, called Transit Talks. We're inviting MTA leadership to join us right here and discuss the issues that matter to you, the commuter. And this morning we are joined by MTA Deputy Chief Jose LaSalle, who's going to tell us how to get around all of that gridlock. Great to have you here to kick off the series.
Thank you so much for having me here to discuss Transit Talk, this new series. Thank you for this initiative. I think it's great to let our customers know what we're doing to help them get around town.
Absolutely, and we're going to get to all of that with the UN in just a second. I want to talk about what happened on the subway, though, at the West 4th Street station in the Village with that shooting that took place, right? Obviously, that's under investigation with the MTA. There's been some protests now about this. Big protest last night. What can you tell us about that? Was anybody arrested?
All I know for certain is that New York NYPD did have a presser about that yesterday, and they are doing an investigation, conducting an investigation. But I can say that as far for those customers that were on that train, it was an unfortunate incident. My heart goes out to them. You know, I think for the most part, our transit system is very safe, and I think that NYPD, we have to let that play out and let their investigation play out.
Yeah, because right now the NYPD is defending what they did, I mean, despite the fact that the number of people that were injured. So what do you think of that?
I think that this individual did have a weapon, and our job is to, you know, NYPD's job is to get weapons off our trains. We want our customers to feel safe. So in that regard, this knife that this person had was an unsafe condition for our customers, and they were just responding to that you know, weapon on the train. Their job is to get weapons off the train. You see them all the time. I know you guys ride the train. You see, you know, NYPD enforcing bag checks. So I think they're doing a good job of that.
All right, we're talking to the NYPD later today about that investigation, so we'll chat with them about that. But I want to talk to you about getting around and navigating the UN General Assembly.
Good time.
It is our most favorite time of year, especially because our studio is right smack in the middle of it.
Yeah, fortunately for us, New York City is a grid, and DOB buses, they do a great job of planning for this. You got that tunnel right under Manhattan, so they'll get you from one side to the other. And, you know, mass transit is the way to go. I mean, the 6th line runs frequent service, so anybody who wants to ride the subway, why not take the 6 down to the UN or any of that? But for the most part, I know some customers, you know, want to utilize, you know, the Ubers or the taxis. This is not the week for that, definitely not. I think they need to pivot over to New York City Transit.
Now, are you adding any service during this time?
We're running peak service. It's our normal service. We run plenty of trains and buses during this week. Our service is, you know, robust. We're running about 85% on-time performance on most subway lines. The L and the 7 are usually in the high 90s. So we're doing a good job, and we want our customers to return back to our speedy and safe system.
Yeah, but there could be some frozen zones, right, because of traveling dignitaries.
For the buses, yes.
For the buses and so forth. So how are you kind of navigating around that with those buses above ground with so many frozen zones and closed streets?
You're right, Dan. At any moment, you know, the police can freeze us up. We do have dispatchers in the field who will get, you know, working with NYPD for those frozen zones, and they'll redeploy those buses in another direction to help them get around.
Are you going to have any transit workers around helping folks navigate this whole
situation?
There's
always traffic checkers from the operation planning unit out in the field, letting customers know. You can find them, they have their vest on. I would also advocate that our customers utilize the tools that New York City Transit has. Our app, which is great. So My MTA Today is great. And utilize those tools that we have available to them. And if they see something and they want us to let us know, on X, formerly known as Twitter, NYCT Subway. That's how you get us and get word to us right away.
Yeah, and you guys also update that pretty quickly with
yes, we
change.
Do.
I want to talk about this announcement you made yesterday, the $65 billion capital plan. A lot of ears perked up with $65 billion capital plan, right? Because people, the riders, the commuters, they know there needs to be upgrades and changes to the system. The question is, where is that money coming from since congestion pricing has been halted?
So there's a lot of smart people that are behind that proposal, and that's going to be up to the folks up in Albany and Washington to decide where that money's coming from. I can tell you that that money will be utilized to upgrade our signal system, to create this interborough railway, the planning for that. We're going to add 12,000 subway cars, 1,500 of which I believe are going to New York City Transit, because we're going to transition from this older system that's about 100 years old, a block system, to a CBTC system. So all these trains are going to be good for that. That's going to get our customers to and fro in a timely manner. And in the event that a community grows and we get a population boost here, we'll be able to expand a lot quicker than with our old system.
Well, it has been so great talking to you. We're really liking this Transit Talk.
Yes.
I'm glad that you'll be coming back.
Thank you. I will. I plan to. Sure, if you'll have me. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Anytime. This seat's always here for you. All right.
Thank you.
So much more we could discuss, but unfortunately we've run out of time.
Thanks again. I appreciate your time.
So we'll see you soon.
I want one of these token pins.
We'll make sure you get
All right,
one.
that's nice.
All right?
That's a nice touch.